Hello, my name is Dr. Brian Amorello, and I'm a counseling psychologist here at the MS Center at Hackensack University Medical Center. I've been here for almost 3 years, and this has been an incredible experience. And one of the joys of my job is getting to work with MS patients on so many areas. And I think it's really, really important for a psychologist to be within the team of neurologists here at an MS Center for a variety of reasons. First of all, getting a diagnosis of MS can be pretty upsetting, obviously, to a person, right? So just kind of helping them adjust, helping them kind of deal with what MS is, understand it better, understand that it's not the end of the world and they can live a very healthy life with MS and do some of the things that they really want to do and have a passion for. Secondly, a lot of MS patients have had pre-existing depression or anxiety, right? So we want to make sure that that's under control, because very often what can happen with MS is, or with depression or anxiety rather, is it can make some MS symptoms worse, right? So a very classic thing a patient will come in is say, I was so stressed at work today, I was anxious, and I felt my hands or my feet going numb, right? So having those conversations about managing that anxiety is really, really important. Secondly, one of the things that mood can make worse is cognition and cognitive symptoms, right? We already know that MS impacts our cognitive abilities, right? So for example, memory. Patients will very often come in and say, I'm having memory issues, right? If you add anxiety on top of that, for example, right, it can make it even worse, right? So very often I'll work with our neuropsychologists here to kind of determine what is causing that memory issue, right? Might it be anxiety? Might it be MS? Might it be a little bit of both? And then I get to help them work on some of their anxiety symptoms through coping skills and relaxation techniques and ways they can really kind of help manage their mood part of the memory issue, which really is helpful. So when I'm with patients, I use a variety of techniques. One of the main techniques I'll use is kind of looking at their thinking, for example, right? So a patient will come in and say, oh my God, it's the end of the world. I have MS and my life is over, right? So sometimes I'll tell them, press the pause button on your life, right? And I'll say, let's look at that statement, right? That's creating a very, very, very negative feeling in you, right? Is your life really over, right? Might there be ways that you can live a happy, healthy life with MS, right? And kind of really tease that apart and help them look at how they can adjust their thinking, which then makes them feel better about themselves. And they're kind of like, oh, I never really thought about things that way. I can still do things that I really want to do with MS. I can probably think of new things that I want to do with MS, and I can still live a happy life. Another thing that I do with patients is we talk about behaviors all the time, right? Engaging in healthy behaviors, right? Obviously, not smoking, exercising, eating healthy, all of those things, MS or not, right, are important for patients to do. Following through with their neurologist's, recommendations, right? Very often it could be very overwhelming. I got to see a physical therapist. I got to see a urologist, right? It can be a very overwhelming experience to be an MS patient, right? So really helping them just kind of adjust to their new lifestyle, really engage in healthy behaviors is really, really important. Again, MS or not, you want to always do what your doctor tells you to do. So those are just a couple of the things that I kind of really help work with patients on. We also talk about adjustment, right? And what is it like to adjust to a chronic illness? We'll talk about importance of things like a support group, right? And really having an experience where you can be around other patients who are just like them. So there are countless discussions, right? Relationship issues, right? We'll talk about intimacy, which is very important. We'll talk about, very often I'll hear my partner or my spouse doesn't understand what MS is and they still think I can do everything that I used to be able to do, right? So sometimes I'll bring in the spouse or the partner and we'll have those conversations about what life might be like in terms of their relationship moving forward. So again, so many techniques, so many, wonderful things that I get to talk to patients about daily. And so I think the takeaway is, MS patients, it's really, really, really important to pay attention to your mental health. If your MS center does not have a psychologist such as myself, there are plenty of psychologists out there who specialize in disease adjustment that you can search for, that can really help you, adjust to the disease and work on some things that would improve your overall life.